Okay, good morning or good day. Today, for this video, we will discuss the course about teaching and assessment of literature study by answering 10 item questions. But before that, let me give you first a brief description of what this course is all about. So teaching and assessing literature is about helping students understand and appreciate stories, poems, and plays that also involves exploring the meaning, themes, and techniques used by authors and how these affect readers. Also, assessment checks verify if students grasp these elements and can express their understanding through writing, discussion, or other activities. And remember that it is less about memorizing facts and more about critical thinking and interpretation. So before we proceed to the time item question, let me give you first our instruction by for you to answer these or the following questions. So first, you may get a piece of paper and a pen to answer, and also for you to be or to act as your notes. Second, you will have 10 seconds to answer each question. And third, the correct answer will be shown right after each questions. Okay? So let's proceed to the first question. First question, let me read. This broadly refers to any collection of written oral work, but it is more commonly and narrowly refers to writing specifically considered to be an art form, especially prose, fiction, drama, and poetry, in contrast to academic writings and newspapers. So the choices are letter A, dictionary, letter B, encyclopedia, letter C, literature, or letter D, thesaurus. So you have 10 seconds to answer. Timer starts now. So the correct answer is letter C, literature. So here is why letter C is the correct answer. So first, it starts broadly any collections of written oral work and then narrows down to its more common usage, which is writing specifically considered to be an art form, especially prose, fiction, drama, and poetry, which is also given to our question. And it is not about contrasting, or it's not about academic writings and newspapers, which the three other choices is more about. Let me read again. It is a form or technique of language that exhibits a natural flow of speech and grammatical structure. The choices are first, letter A, fiction, letter B, prose, letter C, narrative poem, or letter D, non-fiction. So what do you think is the correct answer from this question? The correct answer is letter B, prose. Why? Because prose is defined as written or spoken language in its ordinary form, without metrical structure. This means it follows the natural flow of speech and uses standard grammatical structures, unlike poetry which often adheres to specific rhymes, rhythms, or line breaks. The description exhibits a natural flow of speech and grammatical structure, perfectly aligns with prose. Okay? So, fiction, narrative poem, and non-fiction are the distractions or distractors in this question. Why? Because fiction refers to literature in the form of prose, especially novels that describes imagery, events, and people. Narrative poem is a form of poetry that tells a story, while non-fiction refers to writing that is based on facts, real events, and real people such as biography or history. So prose or letter B is the appropriate or the correct answer for this question. Okay, so number 3. It is the specific mode of fiction represented in performance like play, opera, mime, etc. and performing at theater or on radio television. I guess that it is an easy question for you. So the choices are, first one, letter A, drama, letter B, epic, letter C, fairy tale, or letter D, proverb. So you only have 10 questions or 10 seconds to answer this question. The correct answer is letter A, drama. Because drama is specifically a mode of fiction that is represented in performance. This also includes plays for the theater, operas, mime, and works performed on radio or television, which is also given to our question. And remember, the core characteristic of drama is that it is meant to be conducted by performers for an audience. Example of drama is the classic work of William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, which is a play meant to be performed on stage. Also, another example is the television series The Crown, which is a dramatic production. So letter B, C, and D, epic, fairy tale, and proverb are the distractors for this question. Here's why. Epic is a long narrative poem typically derived from ancient oral tradition telling of heroic deeds and adventures of legendary figures or the history of a nation. Example of this is the epic of Beowulf. Letter C, fairy tale is also the distractor because it is a children's story featuring magical creatures and lands typically intended to teach a moral lesson. And Proverbs is also a distractor because it is short, popular saying that expresses a general truth or piece of advice. So B, C, and D are the distractors for this question because it does not need to perform any of this. So number 4, in the model of teaching literature, this helps English as a foreign language students enhance their knowledge of the target language by working in a familiar grammar, lexical, and discourse categories rather. So the choices are letter A, communication model, letter B, financial growth model, letter C, language model, or letter D, personal growth model. So you only have 10 seconds to answer this question. So the correct answer is letter C, language model. Because the model, also known as the language-based model in teaching literature, focuses specifically on using literary text as means to enhance students' knowledge of the target knowledge. Example of this is an English as a foreign language teacher using the language model might have students to identify and analyze different verb tenses or sentence structure used in a short story. Again, the correct answer is letter C. So A, B, and D are the distractors for this question. So let's proceed to number 5. Let me read it again. Its focus is to deliver moral values while reading a particular literary text. So which approach in literature is the correct answer for this question? So the choices are letter A, behavioral approach, letter B, cultural approach, letter C, moral approach, or letter D, philosophical approach. So you have 10 seconds to think of the proper answer for this question. So the correct answer is letter C, moral approach. Because the moral approach to teaching literature are often considered part of the broader personal growth or humanistic model, but more specifically focus on this aspect, explicitly aims to highlight and transmit moral values, ethical considerations, and lessons about right and wrong through the reading of literary texts. It also encourages students to reflect on the characters' choices, the consequences of their actions, and underlying ethical messages conveyed by the author. It only means that moral approach basically provides what is right and wrong, not only on the story itself, but also provide us the lesson or the moral lesson we can get from the story itself. So A, B, and D are the distractor for this question. Here is why. Behavioral approach is about methods based on behaviorist psychology, focusing on observable behaviors, reinforcement, and conditioning. While cultural approach in teaching literature focuses more on understanding the historical, social, and cultural context in which a literary work was created and received. Also, letter D philosophical approach are an incorrect answer because it involves examining the text for its underlying philosophical ideas, concepts, and arguments. So A, B, and D are the distractor because they are not focused on providing the moral lesson conveyed or unfold or may unfold to a specific story or text. So now let's proceed to number 6. Let me read it first. One of the finest Filipino workers, writers in English whose works are characterized by the remarkable fusion style and substance of craftsmanship and insight. So who is the Filipino writers being discussed in this question? So the choices are letter A, Edith L. Tiempo, B. Bienvenido Lumbera, C. Nestor Vicente Madali, or letter D. Virgilio S. Almario. So you have 10 seconds to think of the proper answer for this question. The correct answer is letter A, Edith L. Tiempo. So let me give you a short background about Edith El Tiempo that will correspond as well to our question. So Edith El Tiempo is widely regarded as one of the finest Filipino writers in English. Her works, which include poetry, fiction, and literary criticisms, are consistently praised for their meticulous craftsmanship, profound insight into the human condition, and a distinct elegant style. The praised remarkable fusion of style and substance of craftsmanship and insight perfectly encapsulates or responds her literary legacy. So this short background of Edith Tiempo corresponds or similarizes to our question number 6. It means that B, Bienvenido Lumbera, C, Nestor Vicente, letter D, Virgil S. Almario are the distractors for this question. Okay? Bienvenido, because a national artist available for literature, but he is primarily known as poet, critic, and playwright. Nestor Vicente Madali is highly respected fictionist, while Virgilio S. Almario is a national artist of the Philippines for literature, is primarily known as poet, critic, and advocate for Filipino language and literature. So let's proceed to number 7. Let me read it again. He is a poet, playwright, and novelist who is among the Filipino writers who practice committed art that also known or who also wrote the novel Mga Ibong Mandaragi. So I hope you know who is this Filipino writer. The choices are letter A, Lazaro A. Francisco, letter B, Nick Joaquin, letter C, Cirilio F. Bautista, or letter D, Amado B. Hernandez. So you have 10 seconds to answer. The correct answer is letter D, Amado B. Hernandez. So again, let me give you a brief background about Amado B. Hernandez. For you to also to, for me also to highlight and give what the question is all about. So Amado B. Hernandez is a national artist of the Philippines for literature and is renowned for his committed art meaning his works often dealt with social injustice, workers' rights, and political themes. He was indeed a poet, playwright, and novelist that is most, or his novel, Mga Ibong Mandaragit, is one of his most famous writings. That is a powerful critic of Philippine society and is a prime example of his committed art. So it means that his work, Mga Ibong Mandaragit, mm, discuss what his most of the poem is all about or trying to say to the readers. So meaning letter A, B, and C are the distractor for this question. They are not the one who wrote the poem or the famous novel Mga Ibong Mandaragit. Okay, let's proceed to number 8. Number 8, he is an Anglo-Irish writer born in Dublin who is a prominent satirist, essayist, and author including his work Gulliver's Travel, 1726. Letter A, William Shakespeare. Letter B, Jonathan Swift. Letter C, Samuel Johnson. Or letter D, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Or von Goethe. So the correct answer is letter B, Jonathan Swift. The description perfectly matches Jonathan Swift because Jonathan Swift is he is an Anglo-Irish satirist, which means that William Shakespeare, Samuel Johnson, and Johann Wolfgang is not an Anglo-Irish satirist, meaning Jonathan Swift is the answer for this question. Also, Jonathan Swift, like what the question provided, he is an essayist and an author born in Dublin, which also his famous works is The Gulliver's Travels. That is a quintessential example of his prominent satirical writing, which often critiques society, politics, and human nature. So number 9, it is one of the values of literature that contemplates the nature of beauty and creativity. Again, it is values of literature. Letter A, historical value. Letter B, artistic value. Letter C, entertainment value. Letter D, ethical value. Value, rather. You have 10 seconds to answer this question. So the correct answer is letter B, artistic value. Why? Because the description contemplates the nature of beauty and human creativity directly points to the artistic value of literature. This value also recognizes literature as an art form, appreciating its aesthetic qualities, the writer's skills in crafting language, imagery structure, and the unique ways it explores and presents human experience beautifully and creatively. Meaning A, C, and D are the disruptors for this question. Because historical value is more about the social, cultural, political, and economic conditions of the time where a text was written. Letter C, entertainment value, refers to literature's capacity to amuse, engage, and provide enjoyment to the readers, while ethical value refers to how literature explores moral dilemmas, values, and principles, prompting readers to reflect on right and wrong human conduct and societal norms. So I hope you understand that item. So we are now on our last question. Number 10. One of the values of literature that helps us ask questions related to standards of a good life. So here are the choices. First, moral value. B, philosophical value. Letter C, ethical value. Or letter D, cultural value. So the correct answer is letter C, ethical value. It is because ethical value focuses on principles of right conduct, while literature can certainly explore ethical dilemmas, but ethical value is a more encompassing term. So for this question, the correct answer is ethical value. So we are done with our 10-item questions. Have you written your scores on your notes? Can you comment down your scores? And I hope you all get all the correct answers from this video. And you can also watch this video again on this YouTube channel. And that's all for this video. I hope you learned something from me. And I hope you learned something about this course, Teaching and Assessment of Literature Study. Thank you, thank you, thank you.